Hey, what's up everybody? This is Jumpin here, and this is going to be episode 5 to our Fun with Guns series for Mass Effect 3. Today I'm going to be using the Disciple, which is a really awesome assault shotgun. Let's go ahead and show you this gun real quick. First thing is, once you get this thing to 10, no matter what, you'll have 200% recharge speed. That's awesome. There's a description of it if you wanted to read it real quick. You can just pause the video. Let me go ahead and show you the mods I'm going to recommend. Now, I'm going to be using the Asari Vanguard today, but I highly recommend doing the increased damage. And for the Asari Vanguard, I highly recommend the melee. But if you're not using the Asari Vanguard, I highly recommend the Shredder mod. But yeah, this Asari Vanguard is a lot of fun to play with this gun. Probably, in my opinion, one of the best characters in the game to use it with. So that's why I decided to use it. Now let me go ahead and show you this, the build. For the first one on Bionic Charge, I'm going to recommend Radius. Now for gold and stuff, more than likely you're going to want Force and Damage. For your second one, definitely Weapon Synergy, because the point is that you're going to charge in Shotgun with her. And then for the last one, you're going to use Barrier, which is going to give you 100% of your shield back. Now a lot of people like Stasis. I do not like it, so I'm going to go for Lift Grenades instead. For the first one, I'm going to recommend Damage. I'm going to increase the damage on it. Second one, definitely Max Grenades. The other one is just, you don't need the duration up. It just doesn't really matter. And then the final one's going to be Damage and Radius, which once you get these grenades become pretty decent. But until you get that, they're really bad, to be honest. Alright, so for your Asari Justicar, I'm going to recommend Damage and Capacity. Almost failed there, but you know, then power damage and weapons damage. Weapon damage will be nice for charging in a shotgun. Yeah, I really almost failed right there. You know, I fuck up words quite a bit. I'm sure everybody knows that. Now for your fitness, I'm going to really recommend melee damage for the first one. She's really a good melee character in general, so, you know, that's something to keep in mind. Then martial artist, this will also be great for melees in general, if you can kill somebody with a melee. And then for the final one, Fitness Expert, just to get her shield up to like 750, you know, that's pretty decent. Like, I don't know, this is how I feel about it. And let's go ahead and look at the equipment. For the equipment, I'm going to be using Armor Piercing 2, Shotgun Rail Amp 2, and Power Amplifier 2. You know, this is going to be a silver gameplay, so because of that, there's no point to use 3s. At least that's how I think. Anyway, one thing I want to say right away. Early on in this video, I'm going to be failing quite a bit. If I remember right, what I was doing was that I was like messing with my computer, like I had like a whole bunch of other shit going on, and I constantly had to like fuck with that as I was playing the game early on. In the first like 3 waves, I think you'll see it. Primarily like right here, as you can tell, I'm walking kind of funny. Like if you see me kind of like walking and not running, things like that. It's because, like I said, I'm just like clicking on my computer, like muting it, just doing a lot of random stuff. Alright, let's just go ahead and like start killing some motherfuckers. Now the first thing is this, is that the Asari Vanguard is a lot of fun to play with. Probably not the best, you know, it's not the best Vanguard in the game. The Human Vanguard and the Krogan Vanguard are like hands down the 2 best, in my opinion. But in general, like this Asari is a lot of fun to play with. To me, it feels like when she charges in, it's a lot faster than anyone else. And because she's an Asari, like one great thing about that is that, you know, her dodge is absolutely amazing. You know, like I said, because she's an Asari, though, you know, what you're going to be able to do is to dodge around and avoid a lot of bullets, a lot of big, you know, attacks, things like that. And then, like, if they hit you, they hit you. If they miss, they miss. So, like I said, like it's something to think about. And then, you know, it's going to drain your shield as you do this dodge. But because she's a Vanguard, you know, she's going to get her shield back all the time. Once again, right here, I was fucking with something with my computer. And now it's time to go ahead and try to find this last enemy. You know, like I said, like, I don't know, like, this is weird. Now, one great thing about this character I really like is every time I use this character, I always get, like, all gold medals. It's crazy. Like, I get, like, an insane amount of gold medals. At this point, we're actually looking for the last enemy. We don't really know where he is, you know. But I think we went ahead and, yeah, we found him right here. He's over here. So, you know, we're going to go ahead and kill him. But, yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this gun because, you know, that's the point of this series. The Disciple is hands down, in my opinion, probably one of the best shotguns in the game. when it comes down to weight and everything else that goes with that, like it's absolutely amazing. Like I don't know, like okay, now it power wise, it's not that strong compared to other shotguns, but consistency wise, like it's definitely one of the best. It only has 4 bullets in its like clip, but in general, that's not really gonna be too big of a deal. You know. And if you use it on the right characters, like other good characters to use this on, I'm going to tell you that now, is actually, you know, like I said, I believe, in my opinion, I think the Sorry Vanguard is definitely probably the best in the game to use it on. But if you're not going to be using her, another good one would be any Vanguard, because it will get you 200% recharge speed. That's pretty nice. Another, you know, it's a Solarian Infiltrator. You know, as you know, I like to use him with a shotgun, and this is definitely one of the better shotguns you can put on him. I mean, it's really just up to you what you want to put on him, but I think this shotgun does work pretty well. Now, the only concern about this shotgun you have to keep in mind for gold, this gun is not as powerful as other shotguns, so because of that, you know, it's just it's gonna take a little bit like longer to kill enemies than than you can get out of like certain other ones. But in general, it's pretty consistent. Like, you know, it shoots a lot faster than most other shotguns, and it does have 4 bullets, things like that. One interesting thing about this gun is that this gun actually does have force to it, and because it has force to it, you know, what you can do with that is, you know, what you're gonna be able to do with that is that, you know, like if you lift them up with like a certain character, like an adapt or something, like I actually do use this on my human adapt as well. I don't really recommend the human adapt though, because the human adapt is just really not that good. But if you were to use the human adapt, then yeah, this thing is actually really good with the human adapt. It's really good about taking down shields, so if you wanted to use singularity or something, like that's really my strategy with it. Is that, you know, I use singularity on my human adapt, and I have to use something that can take down shields quickly, and I normally just use this thing, so that is something to keep in mind. And you know, if you have them lifted up into the air though, and you shoot them, like they go flying, and it's really funny. But besides that, like that is the unique aspect to the gun. But in general, like you know, the way that you want to play with this is just, you know, it's just like any other shotgun. You want to get in close range. You want to you know, be able to just unload on them and pretty much aim for the head. Like hitting headshots with a shotgun is really easy in this game. You can pretty much aim for their upper body, and because it's a shotgun, you know, it's gonna have it's gonna have pellets. It's gonna have the ability to like hit them. Yeah, you know, it's gonna, if any headshot's gonna do a lot more damage. So that's just something to keep in mind. That's one reason why the Vanguards are really good with this gun. When it comes down to like overall like power recharge speed, which, you know, all Vanguards should actually be concerned about that in general. Like every Vanguard in this game, if you're gonna play with a Vanguard, you probably should worry about your power recharge speed in general. But because of that, you know, this gun's really good. Like if you're gonna use a shotgun on a Vanguard, this is probably the way to go. And because of it, you know, this gun, all shotguns really do a lot more damage when you're point blank range. You know, when you're at the point blank range of somebody, like, you know, these shotguns do so much. It almost feels like double damage at times. So that's something to keep in mind. And, you know, with a Vanguard, if you go for weapon synergy, especially, like, you know, you're going to be able to get more weapons damage, and once you're done charging in, you know, you're going to be able to just shoot them. Now, another thing, too, that you have to remember is that this Sorry Vanguard is not that bad with melees. You can treat this melee that I'm at this point of the video, I believe I'm going to start doing the melee a little bit here and there. Mainly to get my 15 melee kills. That's really the only thing I go for with the melee. It's like, you know, you can use... The melee is good in a big cluster of enemies. Like, if you were to charge into a group of, like, 4 enemies, you could go ahead and melee, and if you do that, then, you know, you're going to get, like, a ton of, like, damage on them, and, you know, weaken all of them, and either your teammates can clean them up, or you can clean them up. Things like that. So that's something to keep in mind. But in general, like, her melee is not that bad. It's pretty powerful. It has a decent radius. In a lot of ways, it's kind of like the Gaff melee, but a little bit stronger. I guess that's the way you can think of it. And with martial artists, it's definitely a lot stronger. But yeah, you know, this is something to think about. I don't know, I really do like the Asari Vanguard a lot. It's one of my favorite Vanguards. Lift grenades are only, in my opinion, I think lift grenades only work on her. Like, I don't really like them on the Krogan Sentinel. Just doesn't really work well for me on that guy. On this, on her, at least when you charge in, you can throw the lift grenade point blank to help you take down shields and help you do things like that, because that's what's going to matter. Is that when you're in, if you're fighting like a turret or any type of big enemy that you normally can't kill easily, yeah, just chuck a nade at it. And because of the radius on the lift grenade, the radius is 6.5. That's huge, like meter-wise. Like, that is a huge radius on it. So because of that, like, you're going to be able to just do some serious damage with it. The damage is not that good on it. I mean, if you're going to go for a bionic grenade, the best way, cluster nades by far are way better. But in general, though, these grenades are not that bad. They can set up bionic explosions. They can also detonate them. They can detonate tech bursts, things like that. So if you have a decent enough team, like, where you're going to be able to, like, in this gameplay, I'm playing with, I believe, a Geth Engineer and a Turian Sentinel. So because of that, I'm going to constantly get them tech bursts, like, just over and over and over again. If I can charge into a target that they overload, then that should get them a tech burst. And if I do that, I'm guaranteeing an assist. So, she's really good at getting assists. She's really good at getting just all the gold medals. Like, that's the one thing I like about her. If you can use your lift grenades the right way, you should be able to get 50 bionic kills in the game. And, if you use this shotgun, if you use it the right way, you should be able to get 75 kills and 75 shotgun kills. And, also get the headshots. Because in general, guys, like I said, headshots are really easy with this chick. Now, this is really interesting right here. This is like a crazy glitch. Normally these guys will glitch, like, right here, like, on this part of the map. It happens a lot on this map. I kind of can't stand it, but, like, look at that. Like, what the hell? Like, he's just glitching so bad. And we're going to go to shoot him, and finally he's going to die. Who knows? Like, it's really whatever. But like I was saying is that, this chick is just really good at getting all her medals. She's just amazing at getting the medals. She's amazing at being close range. A lot of people like to go with stasis with her, but I just do not think stasis is necessary, to be honest. Like, stasis is like kind of like whatever. If you're going to go for stasis, I highly recommend doing that on a Adapt, not on a Vanguard. Because on the Vanguard, you just don't need it, honestly. Like, you really don't. The lift grenades are just something interesting to play with. Now, what is actually really good is Asari Adapts with Asari Vanguards, honestly. Like, just because, with the combination of stasis and if you can stasis 3 enemies together and then throw a lift grenade into that, that is really, really good. But the problem is this, is that if you were going to go for a stasis lift grenade setup with her, then you're going to have to avoid bionic charge, and her bionic charge is really good, and that's one thing you really want to go for with her. So, because of that, like, what I recommend is just playing with Asari Adapts. Now, there will be a gameplay that's going to be coming out pretty soon here. I'm not going to ruin it for you. It's going to be just kind of a surprise gameplay. But when it comes out, just let me put it this way. I'm going to be playing with this Asari Vanguard, and I'm going to be using this Disciple. So that's all I will tell you for now, but it's going to be a very, like, in a way, unique gameplay for YouTube. I don't really think there's anyone else who has ever put out a video like this. And it should be pretty killer. I haven't got the gameplay yet, but when I do get the gameplay, it should be really ridiculous. So hopefully, everything will go well. It's going to be a live commentary as well. I know a lot of people like those. I think people like, in general, my commentaries and my live commentaries, just because the live commentaries, they bring, like, an aspect of just in-game conversation, where the commentaries just kind of give you, like, the whole overall, like, general information. So, I mean, I don't know, this is what I feel. Like this whole game, I'm gonna just go for, like, I'm just gonna go ham. Like early on, like I said, I kind of failed, but from this point on, I'm just gonna just destroy these enemies. Like I said, one thing that's great about lift grenades is that they do a lot of damage, and they're really good at setting off bionic explosions. If you were to, like, just go for, like I said, if you were just to go for, bionic explosions off these grenades, like if there was a group of enemies that are stasis and you just chuck the lift grenade at them, you're talking about doing like a ridiculous amount of damage to them from the grenade and the bionic explosion. Plus the fact that you can use it also for tech burst. So right here, like, I'm not throwing my nade until I'm pretty sure. And right there, I just did it. But I was waiting for them to overload this guy, or at least for me to be able to see it. If I could see it, then I would know that, okay, I need to go ahead and do my thing. I need to go ahead and throw a lift grenade, because that will set off a massive, and I mean a massive tech burst. That's how all grenades work with tech bursting, especially lift grenades, especially cluster grenades, things like that. It's amazing. Now, alright, so we just got the 5 waves survived, so that's what's up. But now we're going into wave 6, and wave 6 can definitely be a nightmare, so it's just something to think about. And I believe we're going to be milking it this gameplay, so when you milk it, you probably will die, because in the later waves, it will be a little bit more challenging in general. Alright, so right away, like, I'm not really going to be in the upload much, and if you haven't noticed, most of the time I'm really never into the upload, unless it's gold. If it's gold, then yeah, I'm normally, like, I'll try to get in the upload and stuff, just get it done fast. But if it's silver, I don't really get in the upload much, just because I know that from, like, slaying aspects, just, I can definitely slay the enemies like crazy as we get the upload. Because more than likely, when we're playing silver, we're trying to level up people. In this gameplay, even though in the beginning you've seen that she was level 20, in this gameplay I was only like level 17 or 18. So that's something you have to remember. And because of that, like, I really just didn't want to be in the upload. Like, I wanted to get as much experience as possible, and that's something that I think everybody wants, is that when you're trying to level up people, I'm assuming a lot of people in this gameplay, or not said in this gameplay, but in this game, don't really prestige their guys, or really don't promote their guys, which is kind of understandable, because honestly, it doesn't really do anything. The only thing it does, and right here I'm going to finally go down, but I believe my teammates are going to get me up. But like I said, in general, like it doesn't really do anything, but it is, to me at least, and that was an epic fail grenade, but to me at least, I do believe that it is something that you should try to do, just because why not? Like, it's going to get you a higher rank. It's going to to me, it's more fun leveling up the characters than it is to play with them on 20. That's just how I feel. And right there, I threw another epic fail grenade. But yeah, like I said, that's how I feel about it. Like right here, I'm gonna get dropped by this turret. I believe I'm just gonna get myself up. Turrets can definitely be an issue with any Vanguard, and with this one, also big time. Just try to keep that in mind. If you can, try to avoid turrets. It's pretty impossible, though, only because Vanguards really have to deal with them quite a bit. And, if your timing is off for your charge as a Vanguard on the turret, yeah, you're going to be really screwed. And if you're off host, you might even go into the Vanguard glitch off of that, and that would really suck for you. So, yeah, definitely watch out for that. Anyway, guys, let me go ahead and get back into this gun, because this is the Fun with Guns the episode, so I'm sure a lot of people are more interested into the gun than everything else. But like I said, in general, the Asari Vanguard is really good character. It's a lot of fun to play with, and I do highly recommend it. But yeah, like I said, let me get back into the gun. All right, so let me go ahead and tell you about the stats on this gun. The first thing is that everything on this on the stat list of this gun is very subpar in a way. The way you gotta think of it is this: is that everything is just kind of average. Like, the damage is average. Well, for a shotgun at least, it's pretty average. I mean, it has high damage, but a lot of the other shotguns have higher damage. But in general, the weight of it is hands down the best out of any shotgun. The accuracy on it is decent. Just everything about this gun is decent. Like, it is a very average gun. But because it's so average, it is very above average. Because if you use it right, like I said, it's just a great gun. Honestly, guys, the lighter guns in the game, to me at least, are somewhat of the better guns. Because this game is more about your powers than about the weapons. That's something you gotta think about. Like, a lot of there are some really great weapons that are in this game that can really make the game easy for you. Certain sniper rifles, certain assault rifles like the Saber, things like that. Those are all certain shotguns like the Claymore. Those are all great weapons, but this weapon is so average, like I said, and when it comes down to weight, it's so above average. Like, well, not above average, but below average, that it's so amazing. Like I don't know, like the weight is good, the power is decent, the accuracy is decent, the firing rate is pretty decent. As you can tell, like if I charge into an enemy and I shoot him, I can kill him in like 2 shotgun blasts. So I can pretty much get 2 kills every clip, and it reloads pretty quickly. So and it has a decent amount of extra ammo. I have 34 extra shots. That's a total of 38 shots. That's a lot of bullets to deal with right there. That's a lot of kills I can potentially get without having to go to an ammo box. And like I said, the force on it too is really good, because like one of the things it does, which it doesn't always do it, but if it does do it, it's awesome, is that what you can do is that if you were to and that's really funny right there. But if you were to shoot an enemy, it's supposed to be a guaranteed stun. Like the force on the gun is supposed to give you a stun effect. That's what at least the description of the gun tells you, is that if you can successfully hit an enemy, it should stun them, and for the most part it does. And with this Asari Vanguard, like I said, it really will, because you're going to be point blank to them. A point blank shotgun blast to them should stun most of the enemies. And that's amazing. Like, if you can stun a Phantom, then you're going to be able to lock her up. And if you can lock up a Phantom, yeah, you're going to be able to kill her really easily. So, just something to think about. Overall, though, if I was going to give this gun a rating from 1 to 10, I would give this gun a solid 8 or 9. More than likely an 8, but it would be close to a 9. Just like I said, just everything about this gun, every stat on this gun is good. This gun can work on almost every character, to be honest. Like, if you wanted just to run around with a consistent good shotgun, this is the way to go. I mean, you could use this on an Engineer, you can use this on a Vanguard, you can use this on an Adapt, you can use this on a Sentinel, you can use it on an Infiltrator, like a Solarian Infiltrator, or just an Infiltrator with a shotgun, that's fine. I mean, like I said, just that alone makes it a great gun. Any gun that you can use on almost any character and be good with is a great gun. That's just something you gotta realize. So like I said, more than likely this gun is like a 8.5, maybe like an 8.75, something around there, like almost a 9. And that's really good for just being a gold weapon and not a blacklisted gun, because most of the blacklisted guns are probably 10s, or close to being 10s in my book, because they're all really good. They really are. Like I said, anyway, so this gun is really good. I highly recommend this, and I definitely recommend it on the Vanguard, Asari Vanguard. It makes the most sense on the Asari Vanguard, at least. Any Vanguard would do, but yeah, it's an amazing gun. Another thing too, guys, is that one thing about this is that this Asari Vanguard is, like I said, it's a lot of fun to play with. Like, if you can't tell, this thing is not that bad. If you could just, here's the thing about certain grenades, like cluster grenades and lift grenades, or all grenades. All grenades are awesome. Now, that's really funny. I couldn't climb up the ladder because of the freaking Geth turret. I was so pissed. I remember, right here, I was, I believe it was Drew, who I was playing with, who, actually had his turret out right there. I was like, hey, can you move your turret? No, I was like, hey, can you shoot your turret? He's like, it's already right by you, bro. What are you talking about? I'm like, no, I mean, can you move it? Fuck, it's blocking me, bro. That's exactly what happened right there. But anyway, like I was saying, though, I don't know. It's just one of those things. I mean, armor piercing. If you haven't noticed, I do have armor piercing on. It's mainly for the Guardians. You don't really need it too bad, though, in general for this. You really don't. But I probably do recommend it over any other, over any other ammo. I do recommend it because it is going to be, kind of decent, in general. But anyway, like I was saying, though, overall, this gun is amazing. This character is a lot of fun to play with. Lift grenades are definitely good if you can get into close range. Any grenade in this game, if you're point blank, if you can chuck it at them, it's going to have an instant detonation. And that's amazing. To be able to just... if you charge and chuck a grenade, all right, when you have to chuck a grenade at a guy from a like somewhat of a range, it can be kind of challenging to like bounce it into his general direction at times. But when you're point blank, if you can hit him with direct impact, it's really easy to do. And if you can hit them with a lift grenade, either A, you're going to take down all their shields, which is going to be good for you because when you charge them, they're going to fall down. You're going to take a lot more damage. You can shotgun them. You can do all these things to them. And if that's not the case for you, then more than likely it's going to be that, you know. And right here, look at this. Like, look. If you throw like 2 of these grenades, you're going to be able to rack up the kills. And that's amazing. Like, you know, like it's I don't know. Like lift grenades are definitely, they're not as bad as you might think. Like they're definitely the worst grenade in the game. But if you can use them right, you know, like any grenade, honestly, all the grenades, if you can use right, are pretty decent. It's just what it is. Like all, you know, it's just how it works. You know, and this character, like I said, this is hands down, in my opinion, the best character in the game when it comes down to getting all gold medals. Like this is the only one I've ever been able to get literally every gold medal with. You know, because a lot of the characters, the problem is that if you wanted to try to get like the bionic, the bionic or the tech kills, like, you know, that gold medal, then what you're gonna have to do with that is that, you know, you're gonna have to just go for, I don't know, it's like it's impossible. Like it just feels that way. With this chick, you know, it's very easy to get shotgun kills because, you know, like what I'm doing is I'm doing the classic Vanguard, you know, idea where you charge in your shotgun. If I want the bionic kills, then I'm gonna go ahead and just chuck, you know, the lift grenades and get the bionic charge kills. Her bionic charge is a lot more powerful than the human. That's something to remember because it's not as powerful as like the Krogan, but it's definitely it's definitely really powerful just because she's an Asari. She gets more power damage bonuses than like look at this real quick. I'm just gonna start chucking these grenades like crazy because it's wave 10. You know, I'm gonna use my thermal packs, and because of that, look at all these lift grenade kills I'm getting on phantoms and things. And that's amazing. Like that's absolutely amazing. Look at that, like another double phantom lift grenade kill. Like these grenades are just really good if you can chuck them like, you know, 2 at a time, 3 at a time, things like that. Because any enemy around like 6.5 meter radius is huge. Like that is absolutely amazing, and you know it's awesome. You know, but like that's what I'm saying. Like, and like if you look right here, I just got my 50 assist gold medal. I've gotten already my shotgun. I know I think I've got my yeah, I think I got my shotgun kills maybe. I know I've gotten my bionic kills. I've gotten a lot of gold medals. So we'll go ahead and see how many more I can maybe get, or at least you guys can pay attention to it, because you know until the end I probably won't be paying attention to it too much. But yeah, you know, like I said. Like, everything about this character is good. It's a lot of fun to play with. This gun is definitely amazing on her. This gun is just really good in general. Like, you know, I don't know. Like, everything about this gun is just a lot of fun. And just, I highly recommend it. Let's just put it that way. I really do. I highly recommend this gun. You know, if you want to have some fun, if you want to, like, just run around and wreck some stuff, this is the way to go. Like, you know, and then with the Asari Vanguard, it's definitely one of the ways to go. Especially, you know, here's the thing: if you can play with some people who want to, like, you know, if you're gonna play with some tech and some ionics, things like that, you know, that's gonna make it awesome because it's gonna get you your assists, it's gonna get you your kills, it's gonna get you your shotgun kills, it's gonna get you your, you know, everything. Your headshots, that's gonna be mainly on you. But you know, hey, they're not that hard to get with a shotgun, honestly. Like every time I play with a shotgun, I get 20 headshots. Pretty normally, just because it's just, even if I aim for the body, like I hit him in the head all the time. It's weird. Well, it's not weird. It's a shotgun. I mean, it's kind of understandable. Like I said, the number one thing about this chick that is amazing is her ability to you know, dodge. Like, I don't know, Asaris in general just have amazing dodges. They really do. The biggest downside to their dodge is that they drain the shield. But with her, you know, I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer for this game. Well, for the multiplayer, I think it was the first trailer that came out. And I just remember the one thing that stood out to me was the Asari doing its like little side dash move and then charging. I was like, wow, that is awesome. I was like, that is so cool. Like, I can't wait to play as an Asari Vanguard. And throughout the whole demo, when I was like stasis, Bionic Charge, talk about amazing. And then they kind of nerfed Stasis, and that sucked. Like, I was so upset about that when they nerfed Stasis to make it so the recharge speed was a lot longer. Because that's something they did from the demo, if you guys didn't know that. They nerfed Stasis a little bit. It wasn't like a big deal, but it was kind of, to me, like a big deal, because I was like so upset about that. And you know, and at first I thought that the Asari Vanguard would be totally trash because of the fact that lift grenades weren't, you know, they weren't as good as other grenades, and the Stasis was, to me at least, useless, only because if you can't set off your own bionic explosions, like, I don't really see a point of it. Like, you know, that's what I was thinking, at least, was that in the demo, the Asari Adapt was great because she could set up her own bionic explosions quite easily, because the recharge speed on Stasis wasn't as bad as it is on this game. It's kind of a good thing they did what they did, though, because Stasis does need to have a longer recharge speed than, like, I think it was like 2.5 seconds in the demo, which was, you know, really like not that long, especially if you used power efficiency mods or, you know, equipment. Then it went down like 2 seconds or something like that. So, you know, like, you could just, you know, stasis and throw and do things like that. And that was not, in my opinion, that was something that should have been nerfed. But for this Asari Vanguard, you know, I just felt like she was going to be useless. And then, you know, I'm actually going to give credit to, you know, other people once again for this, because the person who got me wanting to play as her was Strictly Fago. He played as her with Bionic Charge and lift grenades. I remember that, you know, he was not only like just wrecking face with the running around, like using, I believe he was using the Disciple as well. He was using the Disciple with Bionic Charge and lift grenades, and I just remember he was just racking up kills. He was like just getting a lot of kills with lift grenades. He was, you know, he was just talking about how he really liked the Bionic Charge on the, you know, and he just totally avoided stasis, and that was the one thing to me that was crazy. Like, I was like, why would you not get stasis? It's an Asari. And the truth of the matter was, hey, I do believe that this is the better way to set it up, and it makes the most sense. Alright, so as you can tell, this is going to be the last wave. At this point, I'm trying to work on potentially getting our 3 kill streaks. Like, that was the main purpose of those rockets right there. But I guess it's not really too big of a deal. The main thing is this, though, guys, is that, like I was saying, this gun is hands down, like, I don't know, shotgun-wise, this is definitely one of the better shotguns. I don't know, there's a lot of good ones out there, and I'm going to have a couple more epic fail grenades right here, but there's a lot of good shotguns out there, and I like almost every one of them for the most part, but I don't know, like, I just find this gun to be a lot of fun. Like, I use this quite a bit, like, on silver especially. On gold, like I said, the only downside is that its power isn't as good as it is on silver. Like, it's going to take a little bit more to kill enemies. But that's still not a big deal for the most part. I mean, it's not like it's, I don't know, like, and this is actually going to be kind of an epic fail, I'm not going to lie. Triple Guardian kill, oh yeah. But, you know, I did weaken this Atlas a lot. I wanted to try to get this 3rd kill streak. I wanted it so bad in this game, I just couldn't get it. It was so annoying. What I was saying, though, guys, is that, you know, if you want to, you know, if you want to have some fun, definitely play with this gun. Out of shotgun wise, you know, hopefully you can get it to 10 easily. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be like the easiest thing to get to 10, but, you know, I didn't have much trouble getting this gun to 10. It just, I don't know, this was one of those guns that is, I don't know, it's like the Get Plasma Shotgun. For me, like, that gun, I got that to 10 so quick, and this Cypher I got to 10 really quickly as well. Alright, well, if you can't tell, this is going to be it. So, guys, please comment, like, and subscribe. Be sure to comment for your next gun that you want to see. That's very important. You know, go check the other episodes if you want to see the other guns I've already did. But that's pretty much it. So, you know, like always, guys, have a nice day.